When it comes to building wealth, you really have two paths you can take. The first one, well, it's loud, it's fast, it's exciting. That's the path of intensity. But then there's another path. It's quiet, it's slow, methodical. This is the path of consistency. And we're here to talk about why that second path is the only one that actually leads anywhere real.
Let's get one thing straight right from the start. The graveyard of financial dreams, it isn't filled with lazy people, it's filled with impatient people. You see, failure is almost never some big dramatic event, it's just a quiet decision to stop. A choice you make on an ordinary day, when the hype has died down and the results just aren't there yet.
You know, motivation is just an emotion. It comes and goes, right? One day you're fired up, the next, nothing. A doctrine, on the other hand, is a set of principles. It's what you rely on when your emotions are telling you to do the exact opposite. What you're about to hear are the core tenets for building a life of real substance, all through the quiet power of discipline.
If you want to win a war, you have to understand your enemy. And in this pursuit, this long journey, the enemy isn't out there somewhere. It's inside. It's your own mind. It's that impatient wiring we all have. So first we have to diagnose the condition, before we can even think about the cure.
It all really boils down to this one central challenge. Building real wealth is maybe the ultimate test of delayed gratification. It means saying no to small, easy pleasures right now so that you can have a much bigger, more lasting freedom later. The problem is, our brains didn't evolve for 5-year plans and investment accounts. They evolved for immediate survival.
Think of it like a civil war happening inside your own head between two different systems. You've got the hot system, that's your emotional, impulsive brain. It's the part that screams for the reward now. It sees the donut and says, eat it. But then you have the cool system. That's your logical, rational mind. It's calm. It understands that waiting, being patient, is the smarter, long-term play. An undisciplined life is simply a life run by the hot system.
So the resistance you feel, it's literally built in. Your brain is hardwired to chase those quick dopamine hits from instant rewards. It hates the boredom of doing the same small, correct thing over and over. And here's the most important part. When progress is slow, when you can't see it, your brain's ancient wiring reads that lack of feedback as failure. It tells you, this isn't working. Stop, try something new and exciting. And that right there is the great filter.
This really is the fatal flaw for so many. If you're relying on external validation, seeing the numbers go up, getting a pat on the back, feeling the progress, then you're basically a slave to your circumstances. True discipline, the kind that builds legacies, is the ability to do the work when you get no feedback at all. It's action that's driven by conviction, not by results.
So what's the solution? If our own impatient mind is the problem, then unwavering consistency is the weapon we use against it. And this isn't just a tactic, it's a whole philosophy. It's the doctrine of repetition, a quiet, unseen force that literally reshapes your world through relentless, day-by-day pressure.
Everything around us sells excitement. It promises life hacks, shortcuts, explosive growth overnight. But it's all just a distraction. The real power of consistency is in how dull it is. It's boring. It's predictable. And because of that, it automatically filters out everyone who's just looking for entertainment instead of actual transformation.
Think about it. Intensity is a sprinter. It goes all out, makes a ton of noise, and then it's completely burned out. Consistency, though, that's a marathon runner. It's steady, it's measured, and it's only focused on taking the next step. A huge thunderstorm can cause a flash flood, sure, but it's the slow, steady river that carves the Grand Canyon. Now, the process itself is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. First, you just execute your routine, the same actions day in, day out. Second, and this is the part where almost everyone fails, you keep going even when the world gives you absolutely nothing back. No applause, no visible change, you just show up. And finally, you have to trust that time is going to multiply those small, disciplined efforts.
The Stoics understood this perfectly. A good life isn't the result of some single grand gesture. It's the sum total of thousands of small, correct choices made every day. Wealth is no different. It doesn't just appear. It's assembled, piece by piece, by the discipline of your daily decisions. So if consistency is the vehicle, then time is the road it travels on. Most people, they see time as an enemy, something to be beaten with speed and intensity. But this doctrine teaches us that time isn't our enemy at all. It's an ally to the disciplined and an executioner for the impatient. It's the ultimate filter.
And pretty much every journey follows this timeline. Year 1 is always the loud start, full of big promises. But year 2, that's the great filter. The novelty is gone and the emotional people quit. This is the quiet middle, where most journeys just end. But for the few who push through, year 5 is when compounding starts to work its magic, almost invisibly. And by year 10, that consistency has built what everyone else calls an unfair advantage. But it's not unfair. It was earned in silence.
In the end, time is the great judge. It doesn't care about your talent or your passion or your good intentions. It's just an impartial force with one simple test. Did you last? It pours its rewards on those who simply stayed the course, and it ruthlessly exposes everyone who gave up when things got boring. This is the simple math of it all. This isn't a game of who can do the most. It's a game of elimination. Every single day, more people drop out. The field gets smaller. Your only job is to not be one of them. Your only job is to repeat the process one more day. Victory simply goes to the person who's willing to be the last one standing.
And that leads us to the final and most important transformation. See, the goal isn't just to do disciplined things. The goal is to become a disciplined person. It's a fundamental shift from what you do to who you are. The action becomes part of your identity.
Our whole world is obsessed with speed. How fast can I get rich? What's the shortcut? This doctrine demands that you ask a totally different question. You have to ask, how long can I keep this up? The focus has to shift from the finish line to the process itself, from a sprint to a true marathon. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus really nailed where our true identity comes from. It's not our stuff, it's not how we look, it's our capacity to choose. Your identity is nothing more than the sum of the choices you make every single day. You make disciplined choices, you become a disciplined person. You are literally building yourself choice by choice.
And this is the final stage. Motivation is just unreliable fuel. It's an emotion, it comes and goes. The real goal is to build systems and routines that are so strong, the right action becomes your default setting. You don't need to feel like doing it, you just do it, because it's who you are.
So we reject the noise. We reject the false promise of shortcuts. We reject the endless hype. We turn our backs on all the distractions. And instead, we embrace the simple, powerful alternative, the quiet, relentless application of discipline. The same correct actions day after day until they compound into a life of real substance and true freedom. This is the path. It isn't a promise of speed, but it is a guarantee of direction. This is the discipline that allows you to escape from poor to rich. This journey doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins with the very next choice you make. Start here.